The next day, Liangzhou city falls into chaos. Soldiers move through the streets, ordering the area around the girl to be sealed off while the entire city is searched. Since Cheng Dalei is nowhere to be found, their target becomes the red-clothed little demon, and they rush to capture her as quickly as possible while she only laughs at the situation. At the same time, Sima Qian announces that something has gone terribly wrong. Monsters from Qinchuan Pass are attacking Shuofang City at night. The unspeakable man-eating demon is approaching Liangzhou City. The despicable and shameless thief has already entered Shuofang City. On top of that, divine thunder has descended and helped break open the city gate. The people are shaken by the news. Some wonder whether that really was divine thunder, and what would happen if it struck them. One man bitterly claims he would be happy if it came down soon, since this broken city only knows how to collect taxes. He barely has any food left, and even that has already been taken away. Someone nearby quickly warns him to keep quiet before he gets himself killed. Soon after, soldiers ride out of the city on horseback. One soldier reports that Su's fleet was last seen at Hiku town, taking supplies before disappearing from the river. Based on the route, the fleet should pass northwest of Jindao City. Zhang Weihu points out that the grain ships need to travel upstream, so their speed will not be fast. Another soldier brings some good news. The Qinchuan River is now entering the dry season, meaning the fleet will not have enough water near Jindao City and may be forced to land at a pier. Hearing this, Zhang Weihu orders a fast horse to be sent to Jindao City to borrow troops, investigate along the river, and seal off the official road. Zhang Weihu declares that they must eliminate the Shui family completely, and the soldier immediately accepts the order. Later, at Jindao City, a soldier rushes in with a report. Lord Zhang has issued an order. Jindao City must send troops out to search along the river. Before long, Jindao City deploys 10,000 longsword soldiers to search the riverbanks. The deputy grows uneasy, wondering whether the city lord is truly sending out that many troops. With so many soldiers gone, the city's defenses will be left empty, and if Cheng Dalei attacks, they could be in serious trouble. However, the city lord of Jindao City believes Toad Village has just taken Shuofang City and needs time to rest, so they will not attack immediately. He also points out that their night attack tactic can only work once. A second attempt will not be so effective. Besides, even if Toad Village dares to come, Jindao City only needs to hold out for one day. By then, the reinforcements will return, Liangzhou City will send support, and Toad Village will be trapped in a pincer attack. Even so, the deputy admits that Toad Village's intimidation is too strong, so he cannot help being worried. The city lord understands the risk, but there is no choice. This is General Zhang's order, and Zhang Weihu's attitude makes it clear that disobedience is not an option. More importantly, Zhang Weihu is the son-in-law of Grand Minister Kui. If Jindao City refuses, he could report them to the sovereign, and everyone involved would suffer the consequences. With fewer soldiers left in the city lord orders the remaining troops to work harder, guard the walls strictly, and increase their vigilance. The deputy accepts the command. Meanwhile, at Shuofang City's temporary command center, a scout enters the command tent and calls for the big boss. The scout reports that every city in Liangzhou has entered wartime curfew, forcing their brothers to retreat. The Liangzhou warehouse also caught fire, causing heavy losses. And Grand Minister Kui is now requisitioning grain from the people. The situation is getting worse. The people are full of complaints, but the army violently suppresses them. After their last grain is squeezed out, they are driven out of the city and turned into refugees. Because of this, the number of refugees in Liangzhou is likely to explode. Cheng Dalei understands the scale of the problem. Even with these harsh measures, feeding 100,000 troops is an astronomical burden. Liangzhou may not be able to gather enough food for 100,000 troops, even after being completely scoured. He remarks that the aftermath of the food war is truly far-reaching. The scout then brings one more report. Their brothers have discovered that Zhang Weihu is leading 5,000 cavalry out of the city and searching along the river. Cheng Dalei immediately figures out that, if his guess is correct, Zhang Weihu is looking for Shuo's grain convoy. Judging from that menacing attitude, Zhang Weihu looks like a victim of investment fraud who is now chasing the Shu family to demand justice. Qinman then presses for the next plan. Cheng Dalei orders the troops to split into two groups. One group will send cavalry to meet Shu's grain convoy. At that moment, the system announces a new mission. Meet the convoy. The reward is 200,000 caddies of grain and Shu's loyalty, with the difficulty ranked at B. Cheng Dalei then lays out the first major move. While Liangzhou is still preparing food, they will strike decisively and quickly march to take Jindao City. He explains that Jindao City sits at the fork of the Qinchuan River. If they can occupy it, they will control the upstream waterways of Qinchuan, making grain transportation much easier. Qinman wants to know when they will go to war. Cheng Dalei decides that they will set out in 3 days, after Zilong and Zhang Fei's troops arrive. As for intercepting the grain team, Cheng Dalei assigns that task to Zhang Fei. The Fei army will head to Drinking Horse Slope along the Qinchuan River. Meanwhile, Yinmapo sits at the crossing point of the Qinchuan River. A large mountain blocks the river there, forcing the water to split into 2 branches. Nearly 10 large Shu family ships are docked along the shore, and the servants quickly unload grain beneath the shade of the trees. One servant wonders whether Cheng Dalei will really come to their aid, pointing out that Liangzhou is already in an uproar. Zhang Weihu must be desperately leading the Liangzhou troops to hunt them down. Elder Shou questions which force is stronger, the Liangzhou troops or the Wrong Tribe cavalry. The servant admits that the Wrong Tribe cavalry is naturally stronger. Hearing that, Elder Shui states that Cheng Dalei can even drive away the Wrong Tribe, so a few Liangzhou troops are nothing to fear. However, the servant warns that relying on others is bound to end in failure. In matters of life and death, they should depend on themselves. If those bandits abandon them, the Shu family will have nowhere left to turn. Elder Su questions whether he is doubting the family head's decision. The servant explains that he simply cannot trust the future of the Zhu family to a bandit. After all, a noble family like the Zhus should never become bandits themselves. Elder Su cuts him off, making it clear that even becoming bandits is still better than letting the entire Zhu family get swallowed up by Prime Minister Kui. The servant quickly tries to calm him down, explaining that he is only worried about the future of the family, but Elder Shu calls him a fool and reveals the real reason behind their confidence. The family head's daughter has already married General Qin of Toad Village. Elder Shu then reminds him who Qin Man, the great general, really is. He is Cheng Dalei's sworn brother, someone who has fought side by side with him. With that connection in place, there is nothing for them to fear. Elder Shu immediately urges everyone to hurry and stop wasting time. He orders them to unload the mules and carts from the ships as quickly as possible. Before leaving, they must sink the ships and clean up every trace. Later, Elder Su gives the order to depart. As they leave, the servant looks back one more time. The enormous grain ship does not sink right away. Instead, his attention lands on the 3rd deck, where a small flame is already burning. The fire quickly eats into the wood, and in the next moment, the ship erupts into flames. On the other side of the Qinchuan River, a soldier reports that traces of the grain team have been found in the southeast. They are across the river, so the army will need to take a detour before crossing. Zhang Weihu rejects the idea of a detour immediately. He orders the soldiers to build a pontoon bridge and catch up to them. The cavalry rides forward at once. By morning, along the Qinchuan River, Zhang Fei and Zhao Zilong ride away on horseback. Gao Fei Bao announces that Zhang Fei and Zhao Zilong have received the big boss's order, so they can finally go to war. Gao Feihu points out that only the 2 of them are left to guard Toad Village. But Gao Feibao reminds him that they still have the military strategist. Gao Feibao explains that no one else can be trusted with Toad Village's defense. After all, they are the ones leading the defensive infantry. Besides, the big boss already made it clear that the responsibility of guarding Toad Village can only be entrusted to people with their level of skill. Gao Feihu still finds the situation strange. The big boss has already captured Shuofang City, yet the other cities still have not sent troops to attack Toad Village. At this rate, the gunpowder, firecrackers, and rockets in the warehouse are almost going moldy. Gao Feibao turns to Xu Shenji, hoping the military strategist has some leads. Xu Shenji simply responds that no one knows. Since things are so idle, Gao Feihu suggests drinking some wine tonight. Gao Feibao immediately refuses, reminding him that the big boss warned them that drinking easily leads to mistakes. Xu Shenji also refuses. He has already quit, especially after remembering what happened to him before. Meanwhile, in Shuofang City, Cheng Dalei sits atop the city wall as the soldiers gather across the field. Qinman approaches with new information. Jindao City has mobilized troops, meaning another army should be on the move. The enemy forces are approaching aggressively, and Zhang Fei will likely end up facing two forces at once. Cheng Dalei considers this and decides to prepare for the worst. He orders Guan Yu to go out and intercept them, while Qinman stays behind to guard Shuofang City without letting his guard down. Qinman accepts the order. Cheng Dalei then checks on their preparations. Fan Lihua confirms that everything has been ready for a while. Cheng Dalei approves the plan, knowing they cannot miss this chance to attack. Without wasting another moment, he leaps from the building and leads the army forward. As they advance, Cheng Dalei reminds everyone that their brothers and the people of Dawu are suffering under the oppression of the wrong barbarians. Countless people have been forced to abandon their homes, wandering from place to place just to survive. Bandits rise everywhere, and the common people can barely keep themselves alive. But to Cheng Dalei, the true root of the disaster lies with the corrupt officials. They fail to fulfill their duties, exploit the people, and act with arrogance while the nation falls into chaos. So today, Cheng Dalei commands them to follow him and pacify Liangzhou. He declares that they will cut down the worms of the nation and sweep away the evil winds of the world. They are entrusted by heaven to unite the people from the four corners of the empire, for the fortune of Dawu, for the people under heaven, and for the generations still to come. They fight. As men of 7 feet tall step onto the battlefield, the souls of the righteous army will never scatter, even after 10,000 years. The villagers roar in support of the Toad King, shouting for eternity and proclaiming that the righteous army will surely win a great victory. With their morale at its peak, Cheng Dalei gives the order to move out. The villagers continue shouting that their army will surely win, their voices ringing with absolute confidence. Meanwhile, the Shu family carriage rolls along the path, with the carts moving through the woods. Elder Shu wonders how much farther they still have to go. A servant responds that there are still over 100 miles left, then grows uneasy over why the support from Toad Village has not arrived yet. Elder Shu insists that they will surely come, but his pounding heart and restless spirit tell him something is wrong. Just then, he notices people approaching from behind. The moment he realizes who they are, Elder Sui panics. It is impossible. Liangzhou soldiers are chasing them. Zhang Weihu discovers their trail and immediately confirms that they have found them. The servant breaks down in terror and urges everyone to escape. Zhang Weihu has truly chased them all the way here, and in his panic, the servant fears that every member of the Shu family will be wiped out. Worse, it seems like Toad Village has abandoned them. Desperate to survive, the servant calls out to General Zhang, claiming that he was the one who lit the fire and demanding credit for his contribution. But before he can save himself, an arrow shoots him down. Zhang Weihu commands his soldiers to kill, shoot, and leave no one alive. The soldiers draw their wooden bows, and in the next instant, arrows rain down upon the poor traitor. The Shu family huddles behind the sacks as arrows slam into the carriages. Elder Shu can only realize that everything is over. Suddenly, another group of horses charges in. A soldier alerts General Zhang that a cavalry unit is up ahead, and Zhang Weihu immediately demands to know who they are. At that moment, Zhang Fei finally arrives. He gathers his breath as his army fills the road, then announces that this is a robbery. They are taking this batch of grain and bringing it back to Toad Village. Zhang Weihu instantly recognizes them as the scoundrels from Toad Village. Since they have arrived at the perfect time, he commands his men to follow him and kill them. Both armies rush forward, their battle cries exploding through the gorge. And just like that, the battle in the gorge begins. The two charge at each other fiercely. Zhang Weihu shouts for the little brat to come at him, claiming old Zhang wants to see how much weight he really carries. Zhang Fei fires back by calling him a thief and warning that old Zhang will cleave his head open. Their weapons swing with terrifying force, and the heavy impact sends bright sparks flying. Zhang Weihu is also a famous general of the empire, and his long saber moves so flawlessly that he even surpasses Zhang Fei in technique. The two trade blows without stopping. Both sides clash head-on, yet neither one gains the upper hand. The soldiers from both armies are stunned. They have never even heard of such a fierce and refreshing battle, let alone seen one with their own eyes. Zhang Weihu acknowledges that the kid has some skill. Zhang Fei immediately demands another round. During the exchange, Zhang Weihu reads Zhang Fei's style. His moves are simple, and he relies heavily on momentum and powerful attacks. But what stands out even more than martial talent is his ability to react to the enemy at only 20-something years old. The two mounts rush at each other again, circling as the battle continues. Zhang Weihu realizes that Zhang Fei has terrifying potential, which makes him even more determined to kill him. The Zhangba snake spear and the long-handled broadsword collide again and again, filling everyone's ears with sharp clanging sounds. Then, a large group of infantry begins gathering 5 li away, heading straight toward the battlefield. The soldiers notice the war drums and panic as they realize another force has arrived. Confusion spreads through the ranks, and someone orders everyone to fall back. The battlefield changes drastically after the two sides collide once more. They separate and return to their own sides as dust clouds settle over the field. The approaching army shouts to kill, and their roar echoes across the plains. Zhang Weihu laughs as the Golden Saber army enters the formation, celebrating the arrival of reinforcements. A villager warns Third Master Zhang that the troops are from Golden Saber City, but Zhang Fei refuses to panic. The villager explains that the bald-headed formation has 3,000, then 5,000, before correcting himself and admitting there are at least 10,000 soldiers. Zhang Fei dismisses them as nothing more than rabble. No matter how many come, he intends to kill them all. The commander calls out to the Golden Saber army and orders them to deploy the pocket formation. The troops spread their wings, tightening the encirclement as the commander demands that every enemy be trapped. Zhang Weihu accuses them of daring to deceive him. Today, he plans to capture the Shui clan and sacrifice them to the flag, believing only that can soothe the anger in his heart. The servants break down, crying that everything is over. With the army closing in, they believe they are all finished. Elder Shu curses them and dares them to come kill him. He condemns the Liangzhou city bloodsuckers, declaring that all this grain was bought with Shu family money and transported by the Shu family. After decades of traveling the world, Elder Shui has never seen anything so shameless. Zhang Weihu still wants to break the Shu family's bones and suck out their marrow, but Elder Shui refuses to yield. He insults Zhang Weihu as a spineless, in-lawed wimp and reminds him that the Shu family was already in Jingzhou while he was still in diapers. He curses the Zhong dog thief to hell and vows to bury him. Elder Shui blames people like them, shameless blood-sucking fleas, parasites, and vermin, for keeping the people of Dawu from ever living in peace and prosperity. Zhang Weihu growls at him. Elder Shui only mocks him further, pointing out that the bug is angry. Zhang Fei urges the old man not to be afraid and not to waste his breath on them. With Zhang Fei here, everything will be all right. He declares that people matter more than grain, then orders everyone to abandon the grain carts and escape toward Shuofang City. Whoever can run must run, while Zhang Fei and the others hold the enemy back. A villager cannot believe Third Master Zhang is still worrying about them. If the army gathers and the encirclement forms, they are finished, so they need to break through and escape the formation. Zhang Fei rejects that immediately. The Shui family brought all their belongings to Toad Village and earned great merit in the attack on Shuofang City. They are his brothers, and they are the heroes of Toad Village. Zhang Fei declares that he can die in battle, but he cannot abandon his brothers. The villager can only whisper Zhang Fei's name in awe. Zhang Fei orders the men who are the only sons in their families to fall back and form a cone formation, using it to cover the Shui brothers' retreat. Big Boss will take good care of the fallen brothers' families, give them white steamed buns every day, and receive yearly paper offerings on their behalf. If they abandon their brothers and run for their own lives, they will have no face left to meet Big Boss. The brothers of the Fei army gather under his command. Fei Uncle is giving them a chance to fight the enemy, and with tens of thousands of soldiers ahead of them, Zhang Fei challenges them to break through. The villagers accept the order and roar that even tens of thousands of troops can be broken. Zhang Fei orders them to form ranks in place, prepare to meet the enemy, and make way for the Shui brothers. Zhang Weihu scoffs at their talk of loyal brothers. In his eyes, money, power, and soldiers are the true roots of survival in troubled times. Since Zhang Fei is a top-notch expert, Zhang Weihu offers him one chance to kneel and beg, and he might spare his life. At first, Zhang Weihu believes the kids' martial arts are only mediocre, but the longer they fight, the clearer it becomes that Zhang Fei grows stronger with every exchange. Now, he can already fight him on equal footing, and if the battle continues, Zhang Weihu begins to wonder whether this kid might surpass him. Zhang Fei declares that eagles should soar through the sky, while big fish should swim through the sea. Someone wearing armor and wielding long swords still understands chivalry less clearly than an old man. A man like Zhang Fei respects only true heroes and disdains standing with worms like Zhang Weihu. More than 800 people in the village can defeat him, so Zhang Fei steps forward to try first. Zhang Weihu laughs at the bold claim. If not for pitying Zhang Fei's skills, he would have taken his life long ago and wiped out the Shui family afterward. Still, his courage is commendable, so Zhang Weihu demands his name. Zhang Fei gathers a powerful breath. Heroic spirit floods his chest, and the bottleneck that has trapped him for so long finally breaks. It feels as if frozen water begins to melt, and the great river starts flowing without end. Then Zhang Fei roars that he is Zhang Fei of Yan and challenges anyone to fight to the death with him. Tens of thousands of infantry close in around them. The sound of horseshoes rolls like thunder, stirring clouds of dust as if the force is about to sweep across the mountains and rivers of the world. The villagers hurry the others along, urging them to forget the grain carts, mount their horses, and throw away every burden. Besides the 5,000 cavalry led by Zhang Weihu, more than 10,000 golden sword soldiers are still behind them. Once morale collapses, the enemy will rush in like a flood. Third Master stands at the very front, holding back that flood. The villagers urge Third Master to live, then charge, then kill. Zhang Fei bursts into laughter and answers with the same word. Kill. Zhang Fei drives them forward, ordering them to kill with him and hold the enemy back. For the sake of justice and righteousness in the world, he is willing to sacrifice himself. The soldiers rally. They have already lost to Zhang Fei in momentum, but they still have greater numbers, so there is no reason to fear. Zhang Fei's life has long been entrusted to the world, while a commander orders the main army not to panic and continue advancing. Zhang Weihu remembers the time when he was once a passionate youth, and respect rises in him despite himself. But the empire has already perished, and in troubled times, no one can become king without being ruthless. People who still speak of loyalty and righteousness, then throw away their lives to hold the rear guard, are foolish, yet also admirable. Zhang Weihu recognizes that Zhang Fei has abandoned everything and focused completely on martial arts. Worse, he is growing stronger and stronger. If the fight continues, Zhang Weihu may die at this kid's hands. Zhang Weihu marks the little devil as their target. On his order, the second team follows him, and 500 cavalry break through from the flank. No matter what, Zhang Weihu intends to kill this group of Shui family traitors today. The villagers keep pushing forward, warning everyone not to fall behind. From here, they must go straight to Qifeng City without taking a detour. The others answer and continue moving. One villager points out that horses carrying 2 or 3 people are much slower. With dozens of miles still ahead, failure to get reinforcements from Qifeng City will put them in serious danger. Soon, the villagers report that the enemy is attacking again. Zhang Weihu laughs as his troops catch up, then drives them into the assault, ordering them to kill and wipe everyone out. Elder Su calls out to his little brother and urges him to run for his life. Young people have more future than an old man like him, and his life is worth nothing. Leaving him behind will keep the enemy from catching up. The villager refuses to obey. His life and Elder Su's life are equal, with no difference in worth. The distinction between protector and protected means nothing here. Since Third Master has already sacrificed himself for them, there is no way to shamelessly abandon the elderly and children just to escape alone. The villager has already prepared for the worst. If they are caught, it will be their turn to serve as the rear guard. The Shu family is ordered to mount up and retreat, while the entire army pushes forward at full speed. Zhang Weihu pauses in confusion. A soldier cries out that another cavalry force has appeared ahead, and it is the village reinforcements. The villagers prepare for battle. Judging by the numbers, Zhang Weihu recognizes that there must be at least 1,000 of them. Even so, fear means nothing to him, and all soldiers are ordered to charge with him. At that moment, Guan Yu leaps toward the enemy. With a single slash, Guan Yu kills 2 soldiers at once. He then charges straight at Zhang Weihu, and Zhang Weihu is instantly stunned by his speed. Before he can react, one clean slash sends his head flying. In his final moment, Zhang Weihu realizes this man is far superior to him. He even wonders if the kid's claim was true after all, that Toad Village has more than 800 people capable of beating him. To Zhang Weihu, it feels as if the rising tide of the Yangtze River has washed him ashore only to kill him. The soldiers cry out for Master Zhang, spreading the news that General Zhang is dead. Meanwhile, the villagers stare in awe at Lord Guan Yu. One villager questions what kind of fool would dare brandish a sword in front of the second master. But Guan Yu wastes no time. He orders them to send a team to escort the Shu family, then commands the rest to follow him and support the Fei army. His order is simple. They are to kill them all. The villagers answer with a thunderous yes. Elsewhere, the armies continue clashing without end, colliding in fierce combat. The commander rushes in and demands the kid's death, but Zhang Fei locks his spear in place, making the commander reveal clear fear and shock. Zhang Fei strikes back with intense force, driving his spear forward as the commander struggles to deflect it. Zhang Fei calls him useless, meaningless, and heartless, then mocks him as a little scoundrel who dares to stand in his way. He orders the old fool to open his dog eyes and see clearly, declaring that now is their time. The birth and death of people, along with the flow of tides, will lead to a new era. The soldiers are shocked by what unfolds. Suddenly, a massive reinforcement force charges in from behind. Zhang Fei wipes the blood from his face and watches the reinforcements approach from the distance. The Guan army enters the battlefield like a sharp knife cutting through butter. At that moment, the battle at Drinking Horse Slope becomes a foregone conclusion. One villager shouts to the third master that the reinforcements have arrived. Guan Yu reaches the battlefield and apologizes for being late. Zhang Fei responds that their brothers cannot die in vain. Those who survive must do something for those who have fallen, and from here, he leaves the rest to Guan Yu. Guan Yu immediately orders the army to bury their brothers and take 1,000 men into battle. The villagers answer with another loud yes. After this battle, their army kills 2,000 enemies while losing more than 100 of their own. General Zhang Weihu is dead, and his force of 15,000 suffers heavy casualties and a crushing defeat. As panic spreads, the remaining troops flee in chaos, only for the army to cut down 2,000 more fleeing soldiers. The survivors abandon their supplies, and many are killed while trying to escape. Afterward, the Fei army sends the rations and the Shu family back to the northern city. Toad Village gains 100 new members from the Shu family. Meanwhile, the remaining soldiers lose their equipment and flee toward Golden Knife City. Guan Yu does not rush the pursuit. He slowly follows the remnants of the enemy army, gradually draining their strength and breaking their morale. 3 days later, at dawn, the sun rises over a fortified city gate. A soldier slowly drags himself forward, clinging to one final hope. As long as he reaches that place, as long as he returns to Jindao City, everything might still be salvaged. He shouts for the gate to open again and again, only to notice something hanging above him. When he looks up, his eyes widen. A severed head hangs from the top of the city gate by a rope, and the soldier immediately recognizes it as his own city lord. At the top of the city gate, Cheng Dalei sits calmly and greets him with a casual good morning. The soldier can only look up in shock and awkwardly return the greeting. At that moment, the system rings out. Golden Sword City has been occupied. It is listed as a ruined first-level city with 50,000 residents and over 5,000 captured soldiers. Cheng Dalei also obtains several pounds of food and grass, hundreds of horses, and countless weapons, armor, and arrows. The city skills are then revealed. The first is small but strong city, meaning the city is slightly small and difficult to develop, but only needs a few thousand people to defend it. The second is living by the water, because the city is close to the Qinchuan River, making water transportation convenient. Cheng Dalei then questions whether the soldier came to surrender or attack the city. The soldier immediately cries out that he surrenders and congratulates Master Cheng on arriving in Jindao City. Cheng Dalei approves of his attitude, acknowledges that he traveled a long way, and checks whether he has eaten breakfast. The soldier admits he has not. Meanwhile, someone reports that they took the second floor, then quickly corrects it to Jindao City. The system announces another update to the main mission, Lord of Liangzhou. The mission progress is now 3 out of 6. Later, inside the Liangzhou city barracks, Kuishang reads the latest report. 5 days ago, Toad Village launched a night attack on Shuofang City. All food supplies were seized, and the defending troops suffered heavy casualties. Zhang Weihu's 5,000 cavalry were defeated. More than half of the 15,000 soldiers were killed or injured, while the remaining troops fled back to Jindao City in complete disorder. A night raid. followed by a swift assault. All of this happens within just 5 days. Xiang erupts, furious that they are out of food and have lost a city. Shuofeng City was breached overnight, and he cannot believe the defenders were that useless. A soldier urges his honor to calm down, but Xiang only grows angrier. In his eyes, he raised a group of worthless failures. Within 5 days, they lose 2 cities to Toad Village. Even pigs know how to squeal before being slaughtered, yet these men are worse than pigs. The officials secretly complain in their hearts. No one dares to speak against him, but they know the situation is not that simple. After all, it was his son-in-law who sold their food for profit. No one expected Cheng Dalei to launch a night raid on Shuofeng City and breach it overnight. Each official has his own excuse, and each one silently grumbles. One sees himself as a victim, another blames Zhang Weihu for ordering Jindao City to send reinforcements, leaving the city weakly defended. Once Cheng Dalei takes advantage of that opening and breaks through the gate, what else could anyone do besides run? Song Pokong watches them all clearly. These men are nobles from Chang'an to Liangzhou City, backed by powerful families and used to luxury, authority, and giving orders. Yet today, they can only sigh in defeat and endure Prime Minister Qui's scolding because they have no backbone. From the look of it, they already have their excuses prepared. They will brag about their own bravery, blame the enemy's cunning, insult their companions, and push the entire defeat onto Zhang Weihu. Just then, a soldier reports that Toad Village has sent someone to deliver a box. The sender claims the box belongs to them and is now being returned to its rightful owner. Xiang coldly questions whether the box contains the brains they left behind when they ran away. The soldier admits his subordinates did not dare open it. Xiang orders it brought over so he can open it himself. The soldier presents the box, and Xiang opens it. Inside, there is a letter. The officials immediately begin mocking it. Cheng Dalei's writing is shallow and vulgar, while his handwriting is sloppy and ugly. Although the content somehow suits their taste, they still call him a barbarian. In their eyes, a challenge letter filled with such crude language will make every scholar in the world laugh. Cheng Dalei treats a battle between armies like a fight between street ruffians, only trying to show off. They even wonder whether the Toad army has a single person capable of writing properly. Xiang looks inside once more, then throws the letter aside. The officials look at the contents, only to freeze when they see the general's head. Xiang explodes with rage, declaring that he will no longer be a man if he does not kill Cheng Dalei. Lulu urges His Majesty to calm down, reminding him that anger harms the body. Now that the fate of their army rests on him alone, he needs to take care of his health. Xiang turns to Song Pokong and demands his opinion. Song Pokong explains that Cheng Dalei has been stationed at Qinchuan Pass for 2 years. Although his population and troops are limited, he has not been idle. The 20,000 or 30,000 soldiers under his command have been sharpened through 2 full years of training. To Song Pokong, it is like a short knife that has been forged for 3 years and is finally drawn from its sheath for the first time. Naturally, its edge is terrifyingly sharp. Xiang accepts that point and presses him for a solution. Song Pokong continues that since it is a short sword, it must also have weaknesses. After successfully taking Shuofeng and Jindao City, Toad Village needs time to digest its gains. Right now, Cheng Dalei has divided his forces into 3 routes, with each group occupying a city. Since none of these groups has many troops, they cannot properly support one another. Their own army is 10 times larger than the enemy's. As long as they quickly concentrate their superior force, they can make up for the difference in troop quality, then gradually surround and devour Cheng Dalei's forces.